Good morning. Hey, how are you today? I'm pretty good indeed. Feeling pretty gosh darn old, but pretty gosh darn good at the same time. Now, it may shock a lot of you to know, but I'm kind of a nerd. Yeah. And if there's one band that really symbolizes and is the archetype for being kind of a nerd, it's Weezer. Yep, Weezer. I love Weezer. Like, they would be in my probably top 20 bands, maybe even in the top 10. Which doesn't sound like a really glowing endorsement, but I really do love Weezer because I love a lot of bands, obviously. But yeah, Weezer, I can't think of a band that does pop rock music better than Weezer. Rivers Cuomo, as a songwriter, has just produced songs that are as good as anything in kind of pop rock music. They are as good. They are on par with any kind of band you care to name, and I swear his best output goes toe to toe with the Beatles, with the Beach Boys, anybody you care to name. Yeah, and that's fighting talk. All right, stop living in the past. This guy is a modern genius. Now, hasn't always been able to sustain that genius and consistently produce it, particularly in recent years. So, in addition to 3, maybe 4 albums that are just bordering on absolute perfection, Weezer have come under fire for 2, maybe 3 albums that weren't really kind of up to scratch. I'm not going to get all the way into that now, but it's fair to say when a new Weezer album is released now, there is a hint of trepidation because we just don't know what to expect, and that's not always in a good sense. So, I like the last Weezer album. Everything Will Be Alright in the End. I don't like to use the words like return to form, but it was kind of a return to form. So I was pleased with it, but I always approach a new Weezer release, like I say, with caution because of Raditude, because of Hurley, and you know, I like the Red Album, but I think it is still a little bit patchy as well. So I still don't know what to expect from Weezer. It just feels like every time they do something really good, they have to do something shit as well. So, White Album is their latest album, in their kind of theme of self-titled albums with a coloured theme. And, well, I've had quite a bit of time to sit with it since it came out. And what can I say about it? It's fucking brilliant. It is fucking great. It is phenomenal. It is one of the best things they've ever done. Oh, I can't even keep a poker face on that. It is phenomenal. Like, where did this come from? This is in the league of fucking the Blue Album, in the league of Pinkerton. It is that good. It is just everything that is great about a Weezer album. 10 songs, 34 minutes, not one wasted second on this album. Songs that are so kind of, so catchy, so filled with hooks, so upbeat that they get stuck in your head, but beneath all that beautiful sheen, beneath these masterful, almost scientifically engineered arrangements, you've got some real clever, funny, and often quite sad and melancholy lyrics beneath it, and just a brilliant, emotional, breezy vocal performance by Rivers Cuomo. I'm just going to launch straight into it. It opens with California Kids, so the sound of a beach, the sound of seagulls, the sound of the sea, and pretty much lays out the theme and sets out its stall for the rest of the album. This is a poppy, summery album with a little hint of melancholy, and pretty much all of these songs have a kind of a summary kind of theme. They have a kind of a romantic theme, and you know, Rivers is pretty much best when he's writing about the giddiness of a relationship, the happiness, but also that underlying kind of doubt and underlying pain that that happens when two human beings get together. You know what I mean, right? Guys and girls, yeah. Relationships, eh? Pfft, am I right? Yeah. I'm not going to put that in my stand-up set, or ever do stand-up. So yeah, California Kids is just a great way to kick things off. A beautiful, breezy, like wonderful, summery chorus. You've got some gorgeous Beach Boys falsetto backing vocals in there, and it really kind of just sets its stall out straight away. Like, yep, okay, brilliant. This is your summertime. This is the soundtrack to your summer right here. The second song, Wind in Our Sail. Oh, I just like, it's one of my favourite Weezer songs ever. It's just so like upbeat. It's beautiful, kind of piano led, wonderfully layered, dense vocal harmonies. I love the lyrics about, you know, sailing along like Darwin on the Beagle. You know, like just like two kind of people trying to survive together, using the metaphor of like sailing a boat and getting in a storm and stuff, and finally kind of coming through it as, you know, a way of describing the tribulations of a relationship. I absolutely love this song. It's like a burst of sunshine, and just the mental pictures that it creates like just remind me of all like the best holidays I've ever had. Thank God for Girls. You've all heard Thank God for Girls. I wouldn't say it's got a mixed reaction. I suppose I would say it's got a mixed reaction, mostly in the positive light, but I absolutely love Thank God for Girls. It's more of a straight up rocker. Again, some really interesting, like, quirky lyrics, just a massive chorus, just really humorous kind of tones throughout, and, you know, an absolute banger of a single, and something that I can see just absolutely exploding in a live arena. And then we get to Girl, We Got a Good Thing, and it is just pure Beach Boys. It's pure, like, almost like Mr. Blue Sky, like Electric Light Orchestra. Just, again, you know, a bit of piano going on, a really jaunty, upbeat tone, and you know, some kind of funny like lyrics about, you know, Stockholm syndrome. Like, it's almost like this relationship is so kind of upbeat and so kind of perfect that like it's almost like you're sympathising with your captor. You're like indoctrinated by a relationship. So again, like, you could read it as a straight up like, oh girl, you know, this is really working out, or you could read it as it like, isn't it absolutely crazy that you choose to actually like have another human being that you like spend time with like all the time? Like, okay, you're my person, like technically the rest of our lives, or, you know, whenever you break up. So you could look at it as a straight up happy love song, or a philosophical musing on the absurdity of human relationships. And then we get to Do You Want to Get High? Well, I'm high on the sounds of Weezer right now. This one, you know, there's some lyrical themes that have been explored previously with Rivers. You know, some of these kind of like things like getting high and closing the blinds to listen to Burt Bacharach records. They sound way too specific just to be something he's kind of conjured up. This is like such a kind of a California kind of lifestyle thing, you know. Just like having those kind of like green days or stoner days where you just you think, I'm not going to go to work. I'm just going to, you know, put the shades down, listen to weird music and take drugs. So, you know, a very quirky kind of LA song. And then we get to King of the World, which may be my favourite on here, although Wind in Our Sail is probably my favourite. But King of the World, again, just like an absolute massive rocker. And it starts off with a cool like little kind of talk box riff, really catchy kind of almost college rock, classic Weezer riff, massive chorus, and just some really kind of, again, very Weezer specific and River specific lyrics. I think a lot of it is about, you know, it's a song to his wife, particularly like they identify like a fear of flying, and he's saying, you know what, we'll get the Greyhound bus to the Galapagos if you want. You know, just about be willing to do anything for for somebody that you care about, and just actually learning to love the really quirky kind of strange things that make them that person. And then Summer Lane and Drunk Dory, just an absolute slamming song, just with again just such a strong chorus, just a constant theme. And then LA Girls, pretty much following along from that theme there, starts off with a very kind of, you know, slow, again like 1960s kind of Beach Boys verse pace, but then there's just like a beautiful section in the middle there where Rivers just really lets that kind of syrupy, beautiful voice shine through, and some just great guitar playing. I should say Rivers' guitar solos are just really absolutely astonishing on here. They're just exactly what the song needs. They're a little bit showy in places, but a little bit simplistic in others. They just strike the perfect balance, and you know straight away when he plays a solo, that's Rivers Cuomo. There's no doubt about it. That kind of upbeat, kind of bright tone, but at the same time with a bit of jagged distortion from his heavy metal days. And then Jacked Up, again, just that feeling of optimism and nagging doubt and dread, again about a relationship, like just being so excited to be with somebody, but also knowing from past history, or you know, your own paranoia that sooner or later it's going to go wrong. So like that, I'm really excited to see you, but at the same time, like, it's going to hurt eventually. And then, you know, just some beautiful lyrics on there, great falsetto vocals from Rivers, almost kind of like disco-like. And then, yeah, just an absolute slamming song. And it's got brilliant, like, lyric in the chorus, "Why do all my flowers always die?" Like, I kill everything I come into contact with. Just brilliant, classic Weezer. And then we get to the final track, which is just absolutely blinding, Endless Bummer. Which, if you're from England, it means something completely different. So, you know, just clear your mind of that, alright? Okay, get your mind out the gutter. Okay, English people. But yeah, Endless Bummer, obviously a play on Endless Summer, is the real kind of explicitly sad moment of the album. So you've got this beautiful kind of summery relationship, and right at the end is the come down. And just absolutely gorgeous laid back harmonies. The first part of it really reminds me of Island in the Sun, that kind of stripped down acoustic kind of chilled hand drum thing going on. Beautiful harmonies, and eventually it just erupts into almost like Pink Triangle kind of solo, and just distorted guitars, just explodes right at the end with just one of the best solos he's ever done. And then we just close the album again with the sound of the beach and seagulls and summer just kind of winding down. And what you get at the end of these 10 absolutely magnificent tracks is one of the best albums Weezer have ever done. One of the best albums I've heard in terms of pop and rock for a very, very long time, and just an absolute joy to listen to. So addictive, so instantly accessible at the same time, so revealing once you actually kind of get more into it, something that actually reveals itself even more to you, something that rewards your constant attention as well as something that just glosses over you. This is an absolute banging album. It's brilliant, can't say enough nice things about it, and you know what, there's very few better ways to spend 34 minutes of your life than listening to this album. Weezer are back, they are on fire, and I implore you, please check out the White Album. And I keep saying I'm going to be back soon, but I keep failing at that, but I've got a lot to talk about, because let me tell you, I've heard some pretty goddamn good stuff, and if you want to hear what I've got to say about it, then stick around, and if you don't, well, there's the Needle Drop or Cover Killer Nation, or you know, plenty of other channels that do this thing a lot better than I do. But you know, they don't actually look like the band they're talking about, like I do in this video. Alright, so I'll see you later, guys, and listen to Weezer. Bye.